Hello world, hello YouTube land. Do you like my hat? It's Christmas 2015 and I'm going to do a Star Wars The Force Awakens review. Black coffee and iodine. That's give me some energy. Alright, first off, this is going to be a negative Star Wars review. So click dislike already. I'm getting the sense that there's a broad consensus that this Star Wars movie is great. So if anyone puts a video out there which criticises it, and there's an instant visceral reaction against the person who's saying anything negative about a film, which is the consensus is that it's a good movie. It's good stuff, enjoyable. Just don't think too hard about it. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to think a little bit too hard about it. That's one of the main problems that I have with contemporary society today, is that people don't want to think too hard about things. They want to take things on a surface level, consume them as fluff, as popcorn, enjoy them, and then discard them. But they don't want to think. That people get really angry when somebody over-analyses anything. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't particularly care if people like me or not. This is the truth. I don't think I could get people to like me if I tried really hard anyway. So why bother trying really hard to get people to like me when I'm going to fail anyway? The problem I have really with my opinions and reviews, I do a lot of reviews on my blog, the Rorschach Rant. Not so much recently because I'm starting to do a lot of my own writing. I'm writing a book, so that's why there's not so many reviews on my blog recently. And the problem I have is that I can't force myself to like things that everybody else likes just to join the collective and make friends and have people say nice things about me, then me saying nice things back to them. I've got to, when I consume a comic book or a film, I've got to tell you what I really think about it. And if that makes me unpopular, then I've got to say, sod it. I'll just live my life being unpopular. You know, I can deal with it. It's okay. So, what did I think of Star Wars: The Force Awakens? Check this out. I got this at the cinema. Is it Kylo Ren? His name? With little Christian lightsaber as the bad guy. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? Really, especially at the moment in the West, we're under attack from Islam, and you've got the Christian character as the villain. That's worrying because in the history of Europe, Islam has always attacked Europe, and the main force which has been defending Europe has been Christianity. So if Christianity is no longer there to defend us from Islam, what happens to Europe? You know, worrying. See, told you I look into things into more detail, the sort of detail that other people don't want to look into. Like the movie. It started off really strong, I felt. Really exciting. Like, back into this Star Wars thing. That lasted about 30 minutes before I started to have real problems with the movie. The Stormtrooper character, fine with him. One problem though. When people awaken to what's happening in the world, people like me who start talking about the New World Order, that kind of thing, there's normally a reason why we awaken to the world. It's not just a point where everything opens and our minds are changed. It's normally through reading or listening to somebody else who's already awake. So there's a mentor figure there. With me, it was David Icke, and I went on to people like Mark Passio from there. But with this Stormtrooper character, there is no mentor figure who helps to quicken his awakening process. He just kind of comes to this realization all by himself. And if you understand who this character is, he's a Stormtrooper. He's been genetically bred to be a warrior, to not think. What makes him think? He's massacring civilians, just as all the other soldiers are. But he starts to think for himself. But there's no reason why he would start to think for himself. So that's a bit odd. It doesn't quite ring true. But the rest of his character is a guy who no longer wants to follow orders. So I'm all for that. The main protagonist of the movie, of course, there was this. Is it Ray, the girl character? The problem that you have when you start criticising this Ray character is that you're instantly going to open yourself up to accusations of sexism. Okay, forget that she's a woman character. Don't care. She could be a guy. It doesn't matter. The problem with the Ray character is that she's too perfect. There's not going to be the enjoyment of seeing her change, learn, grow, and develop. With Luke Skywalker, he starts off as a bumbling kid, and he has to have training from Yoda, from Obi-Wan Kenobi. With this young girl, she's perfect already. She's perfect engineer, perfect pilot, fighter, and she can even beat this tool, and he's a tool, in a lightsaber battle at the end. I understand that it will probably be explained later on in the movie arc that she was trained by Luke Skywalker and hasn't got the memories of all that. But I mean, that's taking things on a lot of faith from the first movie. And one of the most enjoyable things about watching a young character in the movie is seeing her grow and change. I don't get the sense in this movie arc, the next 3 movies, watching this girl, this Hunger Games girl, that's what she is, she's very Hunger Games. I don't think you're going to get the same sort of enjoyment watching her learn, change and grow, because she's already too perfect at the beginning. I think Max Landis put a video out there called a Mary Sue character. That was a term that I wasn't familiar with. Mary Sue character is almost like a wish fulfillment type of character. That's a writer puts into his scripts. Someone who's too good to be true, and that's how I see this Ray character. I do see her as a Mary Sue kind of character, too good to be true. Put in a movie because of the influence of feminism in our third wave feminism in the mainstream media at the moment. People are too scared to say anything negative about females, especially young females. So these characters are appearing in our cultural texts where the female characters are Mary Sues. They're too good to be true, and that says more about the writers than anything else. The main villain, this guy here, 2 words to describe him: fanboy. That's what he is. He's not a convincing, threatening villain. He's just a guy who wants to be like Darth Vader, which kind of ties into the main plot of the movie. The main plot of the movie is there's a big Death Star type thing going on, which is called the Star Killer. It's just a big Death Star, so it's the same plot as the first movie. Bad guys creating a big Death Star to kill all the innocent people in the world, who are looking very multicultural nowadays, as you would expect from a big Hollywood Disney movie, which is really pushing multiculturalism into the West, just not into countries like Israel and Japan and anywhere else. That multiculturalism for the West, but not for anywhere else. Strange that, isn't it? Almost like there's an agenda going on. Hashtag white genocide. Controversial, eh? But it's true. So it's a very weak central plot of the movie, and it's nothing new. You've got the same plot as the first Star Wars movie, but with a Mary Sue character. The Emperor character is a CGI type figure, and in place of the Emperor. And when you see the bad guys, they look like Nazis. There's no connection to any real world concerns of 2015, and there's no strong ideology which is driving the bad guys to do what they do. This guy is doing what he wants to do because he's a fanboy. The Emperor, I don't know why he's doing what he wants to do, because he's an evil dictator, I guess. So there's no connection with any real world concerns about unrepresentative neoliberal democracy, which is what we have now, which is what Donald Trump is fighting against. So none of that's in the movie. It's all these bad guys are kind of a little bit like the Nazis, but without any ideology backing up what they're saying. It's just, we're dark, we're evil. If you look at any real world bad guys, a real world bad guy doesn't consider himself to be a bad guy. If you look at the Islamic terrorists who carried out the massacres in Paris, doing those horrible things in the Bataclan theatre, they don't cackle and think they're evil people. They think they're doing the right thing. So when you have a movie where the bad guys are brainwashed stormtroopers who've been genetically bred since birth, an emperor who you don't find out anything about him, the CGI guy, and this guy just wants to be a fanboy. It's very, very weak source. It doesn't resonate with anything that's real, that's happening in the world. So it's a bit flim flam. It's a bit, it doesn't quite ring true. So it's hard to get emotionally connected with the movie. If I bring it all together as a whole, you've got this weak source. This is like the first movie kind of stuff going on, but bigger with better special effects because there's more money. It's Disney and blah blah blah. It's 2015. Everything looks better now. You've got the influence of third wave feminism with this young girl who's too perfect. The Mary Sue character. She's in the Millennium Falcon, basically telling Han Solo how to fix it. So she's saying, the writer's saying, the future is young women, men, get out. So that's obviously not going to sit right with someone like me. As a kid, would I have noticed it? Probably not. There's no real reason to keep on watching the franchise, I'd say, after this movie. The girl's already too perfect. The bad guy here is just a fanboy who's very weak, and he gets beaten in a lightsaber battle at the end. The Emperor's just another cartoon dictator. I can't see any reason why I'd want to keep following this franchise, and so I won't. I started watching Star Wars as a young kid, and I guess I've just got too old for it. At the age of 42, I'm kind of seeing it for what it is. There's a lack of depth there. It's for man children. Is that a word? Man child, for guys who loved it as a kid, want to love it as adults, and they can never admit that it's pretty weak stuff, really. Especially now with the Hunger Games Mary Sue character. I can't see how there's anything in here for men to get particularly excited about, and for thinking men. It's just nothing there. So I think I end my downbeat rant review there. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. There's nothing there. I wanted something. I did want something, but it seems like the only reason that it exists is to virtue signal, with the feminism and stuff, and make money. And yeah, great. The director, J.J. Abrams, you're not sexist. Congratulations. Well done to you. Lots of money going to your bank account. Hope you're very happy. But you're not saying anything, and you're not trying to say anything, and you're not connecting with people like me, 42-year-old bloke with a daft hat on, who grew up with the Star Wars movies. But perhaps you never were going to connect with someone like me. I've grown up, like the Stormtrooper. I've woken, but there's some mentors there. I've read, I've seen some videos. I've started to think for myself, and I'm out of the Matrix now, and the Star Wars movies are still stuck in that Matrix. It's a thought. Stormtrooper the movie, breaking out of the Matrix. Movie itself still stuck within the Matrix. Interesting. Okay, thanks for checking my video out. Rate it down because I had to go to Star Wars. But take care, everybody, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.